In this video, we're going to talk about the number one problem I see with beginners when they're trying to get into high ticket sales. So what are the problems that keep them from getting started, sticking with this, and ultimately making a lot of money? So if I'd had a video like this when I was trying to get into this, it would have been exactly what I needed to hear. So I hope it helps you. And most of these things are not actually what I would call problems or obstacles. They're just things that people are telling themselves that they allow to keep them from taking action or stop them from doing things. So the first one is, and I hear this all the time, well, I don't know what to do. I don't know exactly what to do. And then since they don't know what to do, they just don't do anything at all. Well, I got some news for you. No one in the history of the universe has ever known exactly what to do before they started doing anything. How could you know exactly what to do if you've never done something before, you know? You're not going to have like a complete picture of what to do before you start anything. So what you do is you just do the first thing and you figure it out along the way as you go. That's how it's gone for me with sales, with business, and every other successful entrepreneur or person that I've ever met or talked to. They didn't have some like golden plan. They just showed up every day, did the work. When they felt uncertain and when they didn't really feel like if it was, is this the right thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? They just did shit anyway. And then you just kind of figure it out. And then you get there. Like that's what it looks like in reality. And you just have to start when you don't feel ready. Like when you feel uncertain. But I think a big problem, first of all, that's normal for like accomplishing goals for anything, whether that's money or whatever. But I think the big problem is like the internet these days, because all of the content is based around like marketing to you, like, hey, here's this plan, step by step, like all the headlines, right? So it's like train people's brains to think, well, I have to find the plan. I need the plan before I do something. Maybe the next YouTube video will have it and you're just gonna watch YouTube till the day you fucking die and you're not gonna do shit. If you watch all my videos though, like I give you all the information you need to get started. Like there's more than enough information on this channel to get a base idea of like, okay, these are the main actions I need to take. I'll figure it out as I go. There's more than enough info on this channel, yet people will still not do anything. Like people, they're just trying to see, and I did this too, right? So it's not like I did the same thing, but what people do is they try to see the entire path before they even start, and that's just not gonna happen. You can't see the future. The path is just going to unfold as you keep taking the next step. And like I was saying, back when I was trying to get started, I was procrastinating. I couldn't make a move or get started either. And this was years ago. I don't know how many people watching this video know who Sam Ovens is. He started school, but before that, he used to do business courses. And I was in one of his old courses and I was on a call with him and he was saying this same shit because this is where I got it. And it was like a huge like light bulb moment for me. He was saying like everyone's trying to see the entire path and they haven't even like taken the first step. Like they're standing at the start of the path and they're trying to see like miles through the trees and the brush, like to the end of the path and trying to see the whole path at once. And he was like, you just need to take the first step and then you're going to see what the next step is. Because the feedback you get from the step you just took is going to show you what to do next. And for me, that was like immensely helpful. Because that made it clear that what I was doing was stupid. And I was like, damn, I just need to stop being a bitch. Like, I'm the problem. I'm just standing here not doing anything and expecting, like, the world to show me the path or some shit. It's like, that shit was lame. I was like, oh, I'm not doing that anymore. I just got to make some moves, right? Who cares if things are uncertain? That's just life. That's just succeeding. If there existed, and this is another thing that helped me, if there existed some golden step-by-step, like easy plan that allowed you to succeed, make lots of money, have a cool life, get everything you wanted without having to feel uncomfortable or making any mistakes, some fucking loser would have already discovered that shit, bro. He already would have found it. If that existed, some fucking loser who didn't want to do any work would have found that shit and he'd be doing it and all the losers would be rich and successful. You know what I mean? But it's not real. That's not a real thing. If that was real, everyone on earth would be rich and successful. That was like the click for me. But this is why people don't do anything. They think plans like that exist, or like rich people are like gatekeeping plans from you. You're a fucking idiot. if you believe that shit. This is why the average person doesn't do shit. They're like, well, I haven't found the plan yet. Or evil rich people are gatekeeping it from me. Or they got lucky. Or another one that people do is they think, well, if I make one mistake, that means I've failed completely, right? They're like, oh, fuck, I made a mistake, bro. I'm worthless. I failed. My life is over. I'll just walk the plank, right? Like it sounds dumb, but this is what you're thinking in the back of your mind. Bro, I made like 4 mistakes this morning, today, on calls, like said some stupid shit. I was like, oh, that was stupid. On sales, today, I say stupid shit every day on sales calls. Doesn't matter. Just keep it moving, right? Like if you make a mistake, just solve the problem and just keep going. Try again. Never stop trying. Win. That's the formula. Business and sales at its core, these things are really just about solving problems. Like that's it. Life is about solving problems. If you get good at solving problems, you will literally win at everything. Anything you want. Life, money, relationships, all of it. But people are afraid to try at all. So they never run into any problems to solve because they try to stay safe and comfortable and never do anything. Like nothing's going to happen unless you do something, you know? But this is why, like people are afraid to try to do anything. They don't do anything. And that's why most people are average, poor losers. I just solved the greatest mystery of humans for you right there. Try. T-R-Y. Try. But they don't try. Just going back to the first one, they're like, well, I haven't found the plan yet. Well, it's not fair. It's just cope after cope to like their DNA needs to come up with reasons like this body's not doing anything. Why is it not like your DNA is like it's dialed in to go succeed and achieve shit. So when average humans don't do shit, your DNA is like, what's going on here? And it has to come up with all these copes for why you're not doing shit. So you come up with all these lies to tell yourself like, oh, it's not my fault. Rich people are evil. I don't have the plan yet. I'll do it tomorrow. Like all those things are copes for your body and your physiology telling you like, hey, you need to do something, bro. You're dying one day at a time. That's where cope comes from. To explain, like your fucking ancestor, like conqueror DNA, needs to know why you're sitting on the fucking couch watching 6 hours of TV a day. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? That's why your brain is miserable. Why all this cope and mental health problems and shit is because of that. It's because you're not doing shit. You're just wasting away. We're not designed to do that. We're designed to achieve shit. But to achieve shit, you gotta try to do stuff. And people don't try to do anything. People are just so worried about doing the wrong thing or doing something the wrong way. Again, bro, I did a ton of shit wrong today. I post the wrong content all the time. I post horrible reels every day. I say stupid shit on sales calls every day. It doesn't matter. Like, this is how you figure out what the right things to do are, by trying and failing and learning. And in high ticket sales specifically, a lot of times you're just going to apply to the wrong business, the wrong job application. But you figure out which ones are the right ones and what are the good roles by just sending the messages over and over, by filling out more applications over and over. And if you are like this concerned with finding the closest thing you can get to a step-by-step plan, you need to join a program like mine. Because I'm going to hold your hand and walk you through every step. And when you make a mistake, I'm going to show you, hey, this is no big deal. Here's how we solve this. Here's how we move forward. Just like that. But if you don't want to do that and you don't want to get help from someone, whether it's me or somebody else, then you need to take all the info you can find on my YouTube channel and just do the work. Like, just piece it together as you go. Like I said earlier, like all the steps you need to get started and keep going for a while are in my free YouTube videos. The only thing you don't get is me like being there holding your hand and helping you solve the problems that come up. Because like I don't have a crystal ball, right? I can't like predict every single problem or obstacle you're going to hit during this application process or on this interview, or a specific problem you may have that someone else may not have. Like, I can't predict those and put those in a YouTube video, right? So that's the whole benefit of the one-on-one program with me. But that aside, to get started and like just stay consistent and work towards this and get into a high ticket sales role, bro, the information is all in these YouTube videos. Like the plan is there, okay? But mistakes are just part of the game. There's no secret or foolproof plan that some guy on the internet is gatekeeping from you. That's not real. There's just too many variables in reality. Like this will drive it home. There's too many variables in reality for there to be a simple, hey, just walk this path and you'll never make a mistake plan. You know? Like that's not real. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone hits obstacles. It's the people who just say, oh, it's no big deal, and they keep going anyways. Those are the people who succeed. The people that can't handle any ups or downs and like freak out and they just, those are the ones that quit and give up. The next thing that keeps a lot of people from starting or succeeding is, and I find this is common, people are looking for what I call a time/money back guarantee. So a time or money back guarantee. What does that mean? Before people will start to try or work on anything, they want to know 100% for a fact that this is going to work. But again, this is not reality. They're basically trying to avoid putting in any effort on their part unless they know for a fact that something is going to work. Where does this come from? Since we're on the subject of fucking our ancestors' DNA and shit in this video, your DNA doesn't want to expend any energy because it wants to conserve all that energy in case you need it to survive. It's only concerned with you surviving. So when you have to put forth effort, like your DNA doesn't care about you succeeding, right? It just cares that you fucking survive, right? So it's like, I don't want to expend this energy unless I know for a fact I'm going to get something from this, right? Like if I go out and fucking try to kill a woolly mammoth, I want to fucking know I'm going to kill that shit. Otherwise, I'm going to stay in this cave and I'm not going to do shit, right? This is a rough example, but you get what I'm saying. So the reason that you don't want to do anything is because you're like, well, I don't know if this is going to work. So I don't want to expend my energy. So I just won't do anything. I'll keep searching for the plan. Then once I find the certainty, then I'll do stuff. But that's never going to happen. How long you been doing that, right? And this is how like a loser thinks, trying to avoid any effort unless they know for a fact something is going to work. Well, I don't want to do something unless I know this will work because I don't want to fail and look like an idiot. Well, what if I try something and I look stupid? What if people see that? No winner in the history of Earth has ever thought this way. The winner has already fired at like 5 other things and has lapped you 10 times because he doesn't give a fuck about wasted effort or what people think. He just wants to win. Like that's what he cares about, winning, not what people are going to think or, oh no, will I look stupid? And again, when it comes to wanting this like time or money back guarantee for your effort, there's no way to see the future. I put a ton of time into things that have failed miserably, but I learned a ton of lessons from those things that got me here today. So how could any of that have been wasted time? And none of it was this like ultimate failure that people are scared about. And another thing, you could take the easiest business model in the entire world, crack. Okay, you're on some street corner hawking that shit. That stuff sells itself, right? You ain't got to do nothing. Your customers are coming to you, and there's still no way to know for a fact that you will succeed. And you probably have the best. There's no churn there, right? You got repeat customers for life, but there's still no way to know that will succeed. Now that is an extreme, outrageous example, but that's the point I'm trying to make. Like you still have to do things in reality to know what's going to happen. So let's tie this in with high ticket sales. They will come to me and they'll get on calls, like I'm on sales calls with people for this program, and they will say, well, how do I know for a fact that I'm going to get a good job? You know, how do I know that for a fact? This is the way they sound to me when they do this. And the answer is, well, if you just follow the proven process that you were given, just like the other people who have followed this exact same process, you will succeed. But I can't control you. I can't control if you go on the interview and you're fucking weird. I can't control if you go on these interviews and you shit your pants. I can't control if we do all this work, get you into a legitimate role, but then you slack off and you're lazy. I can't control if you're not consistent doing the work to find the good role in the first place. All of those things are in your control. So how can I guarantee for a fact your success? You see how ridiculous it is to put your success as someone else's responsibility? But what I will give you is a tested, proven process that I'm constantly dialing in and making better every single day. to get sales roles that many other people are doing successfully. And if you just do the work, there's an extremely high likelihood that you will succeed, probably even more than you thought you would. But you have to do shit in the real world to succeed, and most people don't do anything. They don't even take the first step onto the path. Like we were talking about earlier, they stand at the entrance to the path and try to see all the way to the end before they take the first step, and they just stand there and they just cope and make excuses and complain and cry on Reddit, on YouTube, on Instagram, and never even take the first step. They don't even try. Think about what I'm saying. That's most people. They're just standing at the entrance to this path they think they want to go down, or they've told themselves, I can't go down this path because I can't succeed because of my circumstances, but I'm still going to stand at the entrance to this path and never try and just complain. Just take the first step, bro. Just take the first step and you will see, okay, what's the likely next step? I'm not totally sure if this is the next step, but this seems likely. Let me take this one. And then you just keep doing that shit, and eventually you get to the end of the path. But like, this is like a huge problem with people in general these days. They just don't do anything. Like YouTube can't help you. A guy online can't help you if you're not gonna take the steps yourself. They're on social media like 18 hours a day, which decades from now, I really think we're gonna see the weirdest fucking society we've ever seen, maybe even a few years from now. But social media is just, everyone's fucking weird, dude. Like, it's just making people weird as fuck. But that's another tangent. But they never do anything because there's this endless, like, hypnotization going on from their phone, the TV, their computer, and their just life flies by while they're just scrolling in a screen. You know, like in Harry Potter, the Dementors, that's what I think about when I'm on my phone and I'm like, oh, I've been on this shit too long. It's just sucking the soul out of you, bro. Like that's what it's, this is what people are doing. And they don't ever try to do anything because they're just being, not hypnotized, what's the word I'm looking for? They're like anesthetized or whatever, you know, something like that. And they're in this like catatonic state, so they never try to do anything. They don't start a business, they don't try to get a better job, they don't try to meet people or get into better shape or improve their life or meet people or girls or anybody or make money or try a new hobby. They don't do anything. They just watch videos about it and say, someday I'll do it, and they never do shit. They don't get outside of their comfort zone at all because their phone is constantly keeping them in this loop of like, right? Just telling them the propaganda and the narratives that they want to believe about their situation or that they're someday going to do shit and ain't going to do nothing. And if people, a small sliver of people who do try to do something, if it doesn't work immediately or they face any resistance at all, they'll start crying immediately and run home and start screaming on the internet. You know, just in a comment section. This is a scam. I tried this for 5 minutes. It didn't work. This is a scam. But if they just kept trying things, some of those things would fail. That's what happened to me. Tons of shit failed. But then some of them would work if they just kept going, and their life would be in this wildly different, better place. You ever seen Mad Max where they're just in the desert the whole time? Like if the green place turned out to be this real thing, it's like being in the desert the whole time, and then you step out into the green place, suddenly you're like, oh shit, this whole fucking amazing utopia was here if I just kept going and just stayed on the path. That's all that I did. And when it's high ticket sales, anyone I know that has tried hard and stuck with this, okay? They either succeed in their first role or they succeeded on like the very next role and they all ended up making a lot of money. Every person I know that stuck with this, including me, like that's always the result. It's the giving up and the quitting, the complaining on the internet. That's why people are where they're at. Like, think about this, because these days comment sections are just normal, right? It's just, you open up any platform and it's just normal to see people leaving tons of comments. But think about the amount of energy it takes on a daily basis to leave those comments, to engage with those comments, to read those comment sections. That's all energy you're putting towards something negative that returns you nothing back. And you do that every day, whether you're one of these complaining losers or just someone that reads comment sections. It's all energy you're wasting that's giving you no return. When it's on a daily basis, which you're like, oh, it's just a comment section today, but you'll do that for the next 1,000 days in a row. You know, what if you took that energy on a daily basis and put that shit into a business, into a high ticket sales career, into meeting some new people, going the fuck outside, doing some shit. Instead of being some loser behind their phone, like, you know what I'm saying? Like arguing with faceless people on the internet, what are you doing? Take that energy, put it into something positive that will give you a positive return in your life. Like that's the main thing. Like you're wasting energy on this. And you could take that, because it's a choice. You could take that same energy and put it into something that will give you a return and make your fucking life amazing. But instead you choose to do that shit. It's the giving up, it's the quitting, the complaining on the internet. That is why people are where they're at. Put that energy into fixing your life instead and not giving up. But the not knowing what to do, that's not a reason to not do something, okay? Failing at something is not a reason to give up entirely. It's just a signal to adjust your strategy, to learn from feedback. But these things like, oh, well, I don't know what to do, so I just won't do anything. Or, oh, I made a mistake, I failed, it's over. These are just false beliefs and stories in your mind. But you have the power to change those right this second. And I'm making this video because I dealt with this shit too. I was never fucking complaining in the comment section, but all this other stuff I dealt with. Like I procrastinated, I didn't do shit, I was lazy, I searched for the perfect plan. Like I made all these mistakes, you know? I would temporarily give up for like a week and be like, fuck, what am I doing? Let me try again, you know? So I know this is common because like I dealt with this and this is how most people think. But if you will just dive in and say, I'm gonna commit to this, I'm gonna figure this out. If I need some help, I'll find somebody to ask help for. That's another problem, no one ever asks for help. And you can also say, I'm gonna keep going when it gets difficult. If you do all those things, bro, you're gonna figure it out because no one does that stuff. It's probably just gonna take way longer than you think, but that's normal. That's just a sign that you need to adjust the expectations you have in your mind. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be delusional about your goals. I'm just saying like most people vastly underestimate the amount of work and time and effort it's going to take to get the things they want. Like it's gonna take way more. That's just normal for everybody. But you will figure it out. That's totally normal. Just realize there's no easy button, okay? There's no, stop looking for the easy way and just commit to the path no matter how much work or time it takes. There's no download this entire file of all the answers into my brain before I take the first step so I will never make a mistake or look dumb. Like that's not real. The closest thing you're gonna get to that is joining a program. Getting some coaching, some consulting, whatever, asking someone in real life, you know, where you can join any of these things and you have direct access to people who can work with you directly in your specific situation. And if you don't want to do that, you can just use the broad, generic information that you can find on YouTube or the targeted, valuable information that I give you all over this channel. And then you can just figure it out for yourself, which many people have done because they didn't let the things I talk about in this video stop them. Lastly, the people who come into my program and do the absolute best, because I feel like this is a good way to end the video, they're the people who just send it, if you can't tell already. They're not worried about making a mistake. They're not worried about doing things perfectly. They're just doing it ugly. They're just doing it. They're not getting hung up on, oh, what if I pay for this program and it doesn't work, bro? What if I mess up and people talk about me? The people that succeed are not thinking about these things. I'm not thinking about any of that. I'm aware of those things, to be clear, but I don't focus on them, right? That's the difference. But the people who do the best, they just want to succeed, they just send it. So they take massive action every day, and when they make mistakes, they just brush it off. No big deal. This isn't like, I don't need to beat myself up for making mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. Learn from the mistakes and keep going, and just don't let that stop you. People that succeed, they just decide, I'm doing this shit. I'm gonna do what it takes because I really want these results. Like that's all it is in a nutshell. That's what people who get results care about. And those people always succeed from what I have seen. And again, I can tell you this stuff because I've been both people. I've been the first person who couldn't make a move without having an entire perfect plan laid out in front of me. And I never did shit and I never got anywhere until I changed that. And now I'm the person I am today who just sends it. I just do everything ugly, bro. Like I said earlier, bro, I still, I have decades of sales experience at this point. I still say stupid shit on sales calls where I'm like, oh, that was dumb. It doesn't matter, bro. I just send that shit. Just don't look back. You just keep blaze down the path and never look back. I don't think, I just fire. And my life is wildly better today than it ever was before when I didn't live life this way. Life is just about doing shit, making mistakes, learning lessons, laughing that shit off. Quit taking everything so seriously, bro. Just keep on moving forward, no matter what. That's how you end up with the things you want, not by analyzing things like a dork or letting some fucking device hypnotize you until you're fucking 90 years old and you wake up and you're like, what the fuck just happened? Take the first step. If you want to get a high ticket sales role, that has been proven. There's literally thousands of people doing this shit now. Like, you know, it's proven, okay? It's proven that you can do that and easily make 10K a month with the correct amount of work. Thousands of people are doing this and making money. The process to do that is all over this YouTube page and in my program. Like, it's been proven. But you can't let small things like hang you up and keep you from making moves and continuing to make moves when you have entire blueprints right in front of you, basically. So just get started, do it ugly, keep doing that forever. Win. That's the end of the video. If you want my help getting into high ticket sales, there's links in the description. Until next time.